And so I feel like people need to stop worrying so much about like the opinions of others and like being shaded by their insecurities. And we climbed on top of a bank, and I could have just slipped off the roof and fucking died. The police never sent a letter to our house, so I didn't even have to go and do that. He snapped me ours pictures. He's in the mirror like his pretty finger went and sniffed. Right. Hold on. Man's got a peng, you know?
Oh mate, I popped a pimple on my chin.
Popped a pimple, bro. This is the thing with pimples, like, do you know what really annoys me about some people?
What?
You know when they're like, oh no, I've got a pimple and I have acne, or like you tell a story and then people are like, oh yeah, I once had acne in my life, and they had like 2 pimples. It's like, bro, shut up. Like, I'll show you what fucking acne is. I'll show you what acne is, you know? It's one of those, it's just like annoying. Why have I got a t-shirt like in the way?
Like, you know you're going out and like the day before you go, and like, look at, what the fuck
Bro,
is this?
yes, but you have the tiniest pimple. Bro, I have a cyst on my face right now, and I'm walking to school tomorrow with it.
Wait, you have what?
A cyst on my face. Just to clarify a few things, we haven't fully came up with a name. We're thinking of the, what was it? The Cholox podcast.
Bro,
The Cholox, Chatting Bollocks
Yeah,
podcast.
Cholox.
Because we just talk so much bollocks, you know, and it's such an English thing. So we were thinking of calling it the Cholox podcast. But anyway, we were recording our first episode, and we asked a few people on Snapchat, you know, to put in a few YOLOs of like questions that we can answer or topics we can discuss, and just ultimately have a laugh. So sit back, get your popcorn or whatever the fuck you get to entertain. Oh shit, I suppose. To entertain yourself, and let's get started.
Shit, bro.
This is purifying tea. It's good for your skin apparently. But I don't quote any shop on skin purifying. Bro, I've tried every product under the sun, it never fucking works. Alright, first of all, the first question someone jumped into, right? Let's try to be serious. Someone asked, what's your best shag?
I remember one time shagging a cow. That was fucking sick.
Shagging a cow? Bro, you need to come closer to your mic because you're kind of quiet.
I fucked a cow once. I wish I fucking a cat though. Right, fuck a pussy.
Oh shit.
Definitely.
Bro, like, best shag, I'm a virgin. I've never done penetration and I'm 17 next week. Same with this guy, we're both virgins. So take pride in being a virgin.
I don't want to have sex before I'm 18.
Before, you don't want it?
I want to.
Oh, you want it? You're just gonna be there like an hour before you turn 18 in the street, like, which woman can I shag you?
I'm gonna get me a hooker one day before my 18th birthday.
You're gonna be paying someone from OnlyFans to come do a private meetup with you to lose your virginity.
I'm gonna get a prostitute to come for me.
Okay, wait, alright, so someone said future plans and ambitions. Let's discuss this topic. This is a very broad topic to talk about. What do you want to do for your future? Because, like, being dead serious, you want to, like, what, be a pilot?
Yeah, I want to fly planes.
Go on, explain that. So flying planes, it's a bit self-explanatory, but go more into depth about what you want to do in terms of your piloting career, really.
No, I just want to go to flight school, graduate.
Flight school at what age?
18, 19.
Okay, so what? So you're going to be doing A-levels in this September. You start your A-levels this September, and then... So what do you need to take? Physics A-levels, surely? Physics and maths?
Physics and maths. No, to get accepted you need a GCSE in physics and maths.
Okay. So what are you taking for A-levels then?
English, sociology and psychology.
Oh shit, that's actually not bad. See, I take IB English, and I'm doing that in my second year as well. I actually love English. I remember all the jokes. We were in the same English class for GCSE. All your with the memories. I tell you what, this guy didn't. He didn't listen one bit. I remember he would literally sit at the back or like sit somewhere on the side of the classroom and would get distracted. And I was saying to him, I was like, look, Omar, we have GCSEs in 3 months. Come sit next to me and we can both work. And this guy, what was your final grade? Go on. The first time you took them. What was your final grade?
I got a 2.
You got a 2.
Yeah.
Go on. Let's explain your retakes. So his Arabic parents were like, no, Omar, you must pass. This guy comes out with a 5.
My dad came to my room on results day. He's like, do you want to be garbage man?
Garbage man. Bro, they're not even bad paid.
He was like, do you want to clean toilets? I was like, no.
No, Dad, I
I have to
don't.
do GCSEs again. I was like, okay, fuck it.
Yeah, and then props to Omar because he came back with a grade 5. And you know what? Actually, this comes on to another one, the other question, because someone said let's discuss GCSE topics, and another person said, for whoever said GCSE, that may be a tricky one as Omar didn't get any. Okay, you know what? First time round, he didn't get any. I remember results day. This guy opens his paper, it's like 2, 3, 2, 2, 1. And then, you know, he did retakes and passed all of them, which was sick. That's why I was proud. I remember I sent you money. I sent you like £10 on Monzo. I was like, yeah, well done, mate.
Shit, I could have bought an OnlyFans with that.
Proud moment. Yeah. Oh, fuck. There was something I was going to say. I had like a story to tell. What was it? Oh, so I have a story to tell when I was rollerblading, right? So I'm in Hyde Park, and I was sprinting, and I jumped into backwards, and there's me, like, crossing over. For those of you that don't know, I rollerblade, right? So I was rollerblading, and I was in my own lane, right? This guy's logged onto OnlyFans. So I was rollerblading in my own lane, right? You listening? And this guy, he's like on the other side. And I tell you what, there's like a mud patch where the horses walk. We were literally crossing over. I was crossing over, like going backwards in that lane. And this guy literally cuts in front of me. So then I went back into going forwards. And I was like, fuck, we're going to go head on. So I jumped into the mud, took one for the team. And I took my headphones off before because I didn't want my headphones breaking. So I took them off as I'm falling. And then I smacked my wrist on like the this pavement thing. So I nearly hit my head on this pavement because this guy got in the way. And I was there like, oh, and I said to the guy, like he tried to help me up, and I was there on the floor. I was like, mate, with all due respect, stay in your lane. And he was like, nah, bro, sorry, I went in your side to prevent myself from hitting the other guys. And so I'm thinking like, would you mean hitting the other guys? I didn't say this, but would you rather go side on than fucking head on with someone? He knew that I was the experienced rollerblader, so I would have gone straight into the mud. And it was annoying because the pain didn't hurt. I was just there like, you're just an idiot. You know, it was one of those, I just couldn't be asked. So there's my little rant and my little story about the whole rollerblading experience. This happened.
Yo, man's got 2 new messages on his OnlyFans. Jeez, look at that, bro.
Wait, did you actually made an account?
Let's see this. Let's read this. Oh, let's fucking...
Bro, he made an own...
I got a little carried away earlier and ended up taking off my bra. But he doesn't look good. Striptease.
Alright, come on, let's not go off topic here. Okay, so,
$33. Fuck you, man.
Alright, coping with stress and keeping positive. What are your opinions on that? I'm both someone who's gone through very stressful moments, someone who's stayed very positive in times like that, and go on, let's hear your opinion on it, because you've lived a pretty easy life. Let's just say you're never stressed, you're just there, bro. You're just there. So how what do you think? Because I don't think you're very deep in these kind of topics. What do you think the key to being positive and not feeling any stress is like? What do you think you're...
I actually don't know. Hold on. Being positive.
Yeah, what do you think you can do to keep
surrounding yourself with positive people.
That's true, surrounding yourself with positive people.
Yeah, because you're surrounding yourself with dickheads too.
Bossing a nut. This type of guy to go, bossing a nut, it keeps me positive. Earlier I jumped on FaceTime and he's like, bro, I had something to go on, talk about your 3 PM masturbation session.
Bro, his dick, when I tell you his dick was huge, bro, fucking hell. Bro, it was fucking monster dick, bro.
So he's telling me about you went for a wank at like 3 PM? And then he's like, he's just talking, bro, something tells me you're like a little bit gay. He snaps me arse pictures, he's in the mirror like, and his arse is like reflected in the mirror behind him. It's like bunda. You know, if they say if you're not a little bit gay with the boys, how are you straight?
Exactly, bro. You're probably gay. You don't snap me shit.
What are your opinions on the boys seeing each other's penises? Like, do you think, could you argue? Say you met some random people, some random guys, and they were really close, and you to ask them, have you both seen each other's dicks? Do you think, without like any fruity shit, do you think that would justify how close they are as friends if they've not seen each other's dicks?
I've seen a dick.
Huh?
You've seen my dick and I've seen yours.
No, but would you justify that as like a means to holding their friendship? Just like,
Yeah,
bro, have you seen each other's dicks? And if they go, hell yeah, bro, it's my homie, you know?
Each other's dicks, bro, and still just being friends.
Yeah. What'd you say?
Could suck each other off and still be friends is calm.
Too far. You're mad. Okay, right. Someone put fittest girl. Let's get your opinions on the fittest girl. Who do you think the fittest girl in the world is? Because you posted some girl on your story who was covered in makeup, and I'm not trying to criticize women that are covered in makeup, because sometimes it's a personal preference and that's covered in insecurity and stuff. But let me not get too political here. I speak for, I don't know, a certain type of guys. That made no sense. I speak for some guys when I say this. A lot of us prefer girls that aren't like drenched in makeup. And this girl was absolutely drenched in makeup. And the only reason I bring this up is because, Omar, you like natural girls, right? And so he was like, oh, this girl's so fit or whatever. And he's like simping over on her story. And I was like, bro, you like girls that are like natural because, you know, and she personally wasn't my type. And I just thought, bro, like she's a bit flooded in makeup, you know? And I hope people don't there's going to be fucking snowflakes on this podcast that are going to just like try and rinse me for it. But it's just true. You like natural girls. You posted someone who's flooded in makeup. So I wanted to get your opinion on, your reasons as to why. Do you think she's the fittest girl? Answer me that question.
I don't like girls with makeup, but...
No, that girl you posted, do you think she's the fittest girl? Do you still have a picture of that girl?
Hmm?
Do you still have a picture of that girl? Because I can put it on the screen. Okay, I'm going to put this on the screen now. And I want you to determine, do you think this girl that I put on the screen, do you think she's the fittest?
Fuck you, bro.
Do you think she's the fittest girl you know?
Bro, she's Egyptian. She can have my kids any day. I'm gonna put my babies in her mouth.
Alright, let me get my opinion on the fittest girl. I'm not one of those guys that's like, oh yeah, I'm here to simp over like celebrities or famous TikTokers.
Miss Ford was well fit, bro.
Miss Ford, bro. This is our English teacher. He's obsessed with her ass. Bro, you know, I feel like the only reason she had an ass could be genetics, but she went to my gym. The amount of times I saw her at my gym. Let's not sexualize our English. I loved Miss Ford. She was an amazing teacher.
She sees this.
Right, listen. Okay, I'm not that type of guy that just like simps over girls on Instagram and shit. Like, I'm just me, you know. If I think a girl's attractive, then I just think it's attractive. I'm not gonna sit simping over on my story and stuff like this guy does. But I could name a few. Like, what's her name? Rachel something. Is it like Rachel Brockman? Bro, something tells me the surname is Brockman. She's a TikToker. She's like 16. She is gorgeous, bro. She has a boyfriend. She's dating some American dude. And he's a good looking lad, so I don't blame him.
I hate like Americans, bro. Like, no offense to Americans.
You hate Americans?
They have the weirdest names.
Okay, what, like Chad?
My name's Chad. My name's Colton. My name's Cole.
Derek.
I'm from
Derek.
Missouri.
South Carolina. I'm Derek from South Carolina. With all due respect, right, I go to an international school, so I gotta be careful about what I say. But my school's flooded with Americans, and the thing is with me, I either like American people or I don't. Like, I have American friends that are guys that I get on really well with, and I vibe with them, you know. But some American guys, they just fucking do my nutting. Like, they're just annoying, you know. But funnily enough, like, I find more attraction in American girls than like English girls. I don't know why.
English girls just clap.
But bro, English girls are just full of, a lot of them. Okay, I gotta be careful what I fucking say it. A lot of them are just like, shit, you know, from experience, and you know, I'm not here to generalize women because there are some beautiful, amazing girls out there. But I just vibe with American girls, and I'm sure it goes both ways. I've had more experience with the English girls, so I don't know what the fuck to depict in that situation, in those circumstances. But I'm more attracted. I reckon.
So much makeup on.
English girls.
Yeah, they put so much makeup on.
What are your honest opinions on makeup? Do you think Do you think makeup should be completely approved in this world for, you know, to cover people's insecurities? Because I kind of agree with that, but I feel.
A girl puts makeup on and it makes her happy then. So
yeah, like if it makes someone happy, but the thing is, a lot of girls or like even guys need to understand that some people have personal preferences, and a lot of guys that don't find attraction in a girl that's covered in makeup. A lot of girls need to become more accepting of the fact that, okay, they may be covering an insecurity of theirs, but a lot of guys may find it less attractive, and therefore they may be pulling less guys than they would have without makeup, you know? You know, like, I'm sure if I was to cover myself in makeup, not that a lot of girls care about acne, but because I've got it, if I made it not look so obvious, I reckon I could get more girls with makeup to cover my spots than without, you know, because it would be noticeable. But I still agree with the, like, the whole being natural thing, just being yourself. Because I feel like people need to, like, take pride in the fact that, you know, in the you know, the person that they are, you know, like, I know I hate to get all biological here, but if you think about it, 1 in 300 million chance of your sperm cell reaching the egg, right? But then you have to think about the circumstances of your parents meeting and what were the chances of them being born, 1 in 300 million, you know, and their parents, 1 in 300 million, and their parents meeting. Like, if you look long into your ancestors, I think the equivalent, like, I think Gary Vee said, the equivalent to you being born is 1 in 400 trillion. And so I feel like people need to stop worrying so much about, like, the opinions of others and, like, being shaded by their insecurities and overturned by their looks, and just think, like, bro, fuck it, like, I'm a human being living on planet Earth. That is, like, the most beautiful gift anyone could ever ask for, and just go rock their insecurities like there's nothing. Like, whenever I'm out and have every opportunity not to wear my mask, I don't, because although I'm covered in acne, I'd rather wear one to cover myself. I'm just like, yo, let me just take pride in what makes me insecure, because then you become more comfortable being uncomfortable, and then it helps with other situations as well, you know? And it helps as well, like, it gives you a bit of a boost with your self-esteem, I guess, because you're just like, yeah, I can take pride in my insecurities, so, you know. The thing is with acne, like, acne is one of those things where you, you know, like, you have control over it and it's more temporary, but I feel people that have insecurities of, like, say, their height, for example, or having, like, big ears or, like, some fuck-off nose, for instance, it's like, those things are a lot harder to break down, no pun intended, because you know how, like, you can break down, you know, but, like, you know, like, if you're 5'4" and you're a guy and you're insecure about it, like, it's one of those things that you can't overcome, you have to learn to live with it. It's the same with acne, you have to learn to live with it, but, like, it's also temporary in many ways, or there's ways to help overcome it. And I'm quite grateful in the fact that my only insecurity is my acne. Whether people find anything unattractive about me, I'm mostly uncomfortable with my skin, you know? But I know that there's ways I can help it.
You look so much better with acne, bro. You look good with acne.
You think I look better with acne?
You look so much better with acne.
Do you actually think? Because, you know, I've had a few people say that. They say you suit acne, and I was like...
You suit acne, bro.
Because I had a friend, right, and she, I said to her, I was like, oh, you know, I'd kill to have skin like yours, because she was complaining about, like, one pimple. And then afterwards, I sent her a voice note, and I was like, I said to her, I was like, you know what, I actually take that back. I was like, I feel like I wouldn't be able to take more pride in my looks if I was to have completely clear skin, because growing up I've always had a few pimples and, like, faded, like, scarred kind of, like, texture to my face. Like, your skin is completely clean, right? It's really clear, and I don't think I could have skin like yours, because you don't have, like, the natural, like, a little bit of scarring or, like, a little bit of fading that I'm used to. My
skin's just oily, that's it.
Yeah, so that's my look on it anyway. But yeah, I just think people need to become more comfortable in being themselves and not worrying too much about the opinions of others. And social media is a massive drain with that, don't you think?
True.
Don't you think social media, like, creates so many expectations and stuff like that? Like, I just think social media is just full of shit. Like, there are some amazing people that are on it, but people take it for granted and use it for the wrong reasons, if that makes sense. So, anyway, we have another topic here. Let's talk about, have you ever broken the law and what did you do? I'll let you go first, because I've been talking a lot. Can you come closer to your mic?
I've smoked weed before.
Would you class that as, like, massively breaking the law? Because there are some, although it is, like, against the law, do you think it's, like, a massive thing to be breaking the law, because so many people in the UK do it? You can use it medically as well, that's one thing to argue. Although what you did, it was illegal, I guess, but do you think that because there are, like, much bigger laws, would you class that as a big problem to talk about? Because so many people our age do it. I reckon you could ask 1 in 3 people on Snapchat that are our age and, like, yo, do you know anyone that sells weed, or do you smoke weed? And I'll say yes. It's like the norm, you know. It's like the trendy thing people got into.
What about you? Have you broken the law?
I guess the worst law that I ever broke was if I'm being completely honest, was I'm trying to think, probably trespassing. Although it sounds shocking, like I'm not one of those guys that would break a law and happily take pride in it, you know. But the worst thing that I probably done was trespass. Like I went roof climbing, and we climbed on top of a bank. Lloyd's Bank sounds like some GTA shit. We climbed on top of Lloyd's Bank, which is dangerous because people suspect that you're stealing from the bank or like planning a robbery or some shit. Like, although I was only 13 at the time, it's always sketchy to climb on a fucking bank, you know. So I went on roof climbing on top of a bank and like some car park thing, and it was classed as trespassing. And anyway, we had someone who saw us at the bottom phone the police. Like they phoned the police on us, so we had police following us from one side of the building to the other. So we jumped down and we got down, and the police like couldn't find us because we skirted like through some alleyway, and then we didn't get caught in the end. And then the same day we went my friend told us to go roof climbing on this other building, so we jumped this fence. It was like top of this car park thing. We climbed up, and it was like one of the biggest buildings in Kingston, and we climbed on top of it. Bro, it was one, I don't know what the fucking building was. It was just some tall building that had like some weird glass thing underneath, and my friend was like trolling, like there was glass on top and there was people underneath, and he was jumping on it, and I was like, bro, that breaks, you're dead. And I just sat on the side like, holy shit, like I don't know how you're doing that. So we climbed that, and someone called the police, and our only way down was to go back from the way we came. And so we came down and like climbed back down the ladder, blah blah blah, and there was police on the other side of the fence. So we were just thinking like, fuck. So I remember climbing down the ladder. There was not climbing down the ladder. When we were on our way to the ladder, there was like a little slope we had to slide down. And I remember, for the love of God, I slid down it and like slipped a little bit and grabbed onto my friend, and he was holding onto another pole, and I was like, yo bro, I feel like I'm gonna slip. And I could have just slipped off the roof and fucking died. So I grabbed onto my friend. It wasn't like a massive thing, it was very slow, and I was like, yo shit, I slipped, and I grabbed onto him. And then so we went down this ladder, and there's police on the other side of the fence, so we had to, they opened it, and then they took our details, and they were like, we have to get in contact with your parents. And one of the officers had already had my parents' details, because they already knew who I was, because there was like previous things, the police had already dealt with legal things to do with, the whole guardianship thing with my auntie, because she cares for me. Yeah, exactly. So they were like, okay, we're going to call your auntie and your nan. None of them picked up. So they were like, right, so we're going to send a letter to your house regarding it. And so my friend, me and my friend, we had a conversation afterwards. We apologized and got let off. But me and my friend afterwards, he was like, yo, bro, the best thing that you can do is to just be honest to your parents before you get the letter, to prevent anything further, so it's not a surprise to them, and, you're taking more responsibility. So I was like, yeah, no, I agree, that's fine. So we did that. And I told my auntie, and I was like, look, I've climbed the roof, and she went ballistic. Like, I got grounded, phone taken away, and all this. And I was like, I was only 13, so I didn't have a very, like, open, mature mindset. But it was one of those where I just thought, like, I sat there and I was like, it's so shit, because I want to play Clash of Clans and stuff like that. And I want to text my friends and play Flappy Bird. But then I was sitting there and I was thinking, like, bro, it'll pass over. And if anything, it was the most integral thing for me to do, to go and tell them responsibly. I find out later on, the police never sent a letter to our house. So I didn't even have to go and do that. And I was sitting there afterwards, I remember, because I didn't have a phone for like a week. And I was there like, bro, I didn't even have to tell them. I mean, it would have been brought up in a conversation years later. It's like, yeah, I climbed the roof, by the way, because me and my auntie have that close relationship. But it was, I was just there like, come on, bro. Like, but you know what? It's one of those things. That's the worst law I ever broke, I reckon. But, yeah. Smoking weed though, I feel like, you know what, because there was another thing about, ever done drugs, and which ones have you done? I've never done drugs. Paracetamol. If you want to count paracetamol, I've done paracetamol, mate. But yeah, I've never, have you ever done any like drugs? Like, be honest, you've done weed. Is there anything else other than weed? Like, let's just be honest.
Like nicotine, if that counts.
Yeah, because it's addictive. I think it's a drug. I don't know. Is nicotine a drug?
I smoke cigars and cigarettes.
You smoked cigarettes?
Yeah, for this so shit.
When was that?
Like, I was 15.
15? So that was like when I knew you?
Yeah.
What, in the country?
Yeah.
You smoked a cigarette with who?
I went to the corner shop and I was like, get me a packet of cigarettes.
You're not lying, like a guy actually sold you a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, I'm serious.
You bought one and just smoked it.
And there was, I don't want to say names, but there was someone in school who I used to smoke with after school as well.
Yeah, go on, carry on.
Yeah, I think that was the only thing I did, but I haven't done cocaine or meth. Like, none of that
You've not
shit.
done. Let's just clarify. You said you've not done cocaine or meth.
No.
Okay, because it sounded like you said done cocaine and meth. So the fuck?
I've done protein powder
Protein.
as well.
You actually have.
Wait, you have the video, don't you?
Do I have the video? I'm gonna try and find the video. If I've got the video, I'll load it up on the screen. Omar sat there, and he was like, "Yo, watch this." Sends me a snap of him getting protein powder. He got like a bank card and went. He got his protein thing and went and sniffed. Oh,
It was stuck here as well.
yeah, and then your protein powder just stuck under his. Bro, you know what? That had me dying of laughter afterwards. I was just there like, fuck it, this guy. It was so funny. It was so funny. I hope this tea works. It's a purifying tea for skin. I actually hope it works. You know. Just finished this. It's kind of cold, but you know. We'll see. But yeah, that was funny. I want to see, because obviously this is gonna be uploaded to YouTube. I want to see if we can like get the podcast on Spotify. Because I don't even care about like ads and money. I just really don't care. It's just fun. But like I have a friend who his podcast is on Spotify. I'm gonna ask him how he does it, because I think it would be interesting, you know, to have it on Spotify. It's easier, like, because say if someone wanted to watch us on the way to like work or like school or something, and or like wanted to fall asleep listening to it, say for instance, and don't want to waste mobile data, I guess, on watching it on YouTube, like Spotify would drain so much less, you know. So
yeah, probably.
But it's also nice to get it out on other platforms, because you know, you're open to more stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Alright, to conclude this episode, our first ever episode, by the way, this is gonna be sick. We're gonna really like maximize the setup. When lockdown's over, we're gonna bring Omar around and be together, and we're gonna find a way to get his point of view recorded. But is there any like recent times? Is there anything crazy that's gone in your life recently that you think's worth broadcasting? Any like memes, dark humor videos that you know it's been on your mind for these last 2 days?
I love dark humor.
Oh wait, I think we all love dark humor, bro.
No.
The thing is with dark humor, like there's a limit to dark humor, but also I feel like people, bro, it's just becoming a lot more normalized as well. But there's so many snowflakes in this world that you can't make one joke without people just being sensitive about it.
Me, bro, I fucking hate snowflakes. I just don't.
I personally love dark humor. Like I just think it's because I'm mature, you know. Like I can be compassionate and empathetic and you know and shit
want jokes made
towards serious situations, and I'm not gonna joke about things in the wrong circumstances. But between yourself and a mate over Snapchat message,
when you're dead.
between yourself and yeah, I said I wanted memes to be about me if ever I died over something silly like.
Oh mate, I'm gonna make fun of you when you're dead so much. I'm gonna shit on your grave.
Shit on my grave. Fuck it, that's a bit bad. But yeah, there's also a limit. There's a time and place. You gotta be empathetic and stuff sometimes.
I mean,
but for the most part, like dark humor is just jokes, like it is. Like I love Juice WRLD personally, but people have made dark humor on Juice WRLD and I've laughed. Same with X. Same with Kobe Bryant. Same with George Floyd. Like people have made these dark humor jokes and I've laughed. You know, is that wrong? Is that bad of me? Do I have a bad heart because I've laughed to a George Floyd joke, for instance? Does that make me a bad person?
The snowflakes just ruin the fun for everyone, so.
Yeah. I don't ruin the fun, they if anything, I feel like, they kind of bring more, recognition towards it, because so many people just pick at them, they're like, oh, if you're a snowflake, you can't take this joke, blah, 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 and they pick at them, and then suddenly the topic becomes more expanded, because there's more to feed off from it, you know. And sometimes it's funny, like it makes the joke funnier sometimes, because someone's picking at it and being sensitive, and it's like, bro, it's just even funnier now that you're being picky over it. Obviously, depending on the joke, but yeah, dark humor's sick. Like it just is. It's just so sick. I remember this. Do you know any dark humor jokes you know off the back of your head?
Oh yeah, if people have dark humor, just do it on a YOLO.
Do it on a YOLO, yeah, that'd be funny. We could just read out like a bunch of dark humor jokes that people leave.
Yeah.
Then that would be quite funny. Have you got any jokes you can conclude the video with?
No, mate, my jokes are dark.
Nah, you gotta say at least one, bro. Just pick and mix them. Let's hear one. And I'm gonna try not to laugh. I'm gonna be serious, right? Let's go.
Alright, why can't two Chinese people have a white baby?
Why?
Because two wongs don't make a wife. So. Let's hear yours.
I'm not laughing, bro. I'm not laughing. Okay, a dark humor joke. Alright. I could have made a dark humor joke about. Actually, no, that's not it. Alright, I could have made a joke about Kobe Bryant, but I don't think it would have landed correctly. That's so bad. Bro, I feel so bad because I love Kobe. Such an inspiration, but you
I
know
just want to
what?
hear a joke about Kobe.
Go on.
Try to play NBA 2K20, but every time I pick Kobe, the game crashes.
You know what? We're gonna conclude the episode here. I'll see you in the next episode. We're probably gonna do this like next week or sometime soon.
Next week.
Hopefully we're gonna be out on Spotify, maybe Apple Podcasts even. But this guy goes, ooh. But yeah, hopefully we're gonna get his side of it as well. You know what? Any final words? Any final words? No.
Nothing really.
Nothing. Okay, this guy's boring. All right. We'll see you in the next episode.
Nice.
For fuck's sake. Bro, you know what? Like, I had it videoed like this the whole time. 31 minutes, that's not bad.